All right, everybody, welcome back to the Mic'd Up Podcast with Zach and Dom.
Yes, sir. Episode 10. We just got some college football. We really got every sport to talk about. Every sport besides basketball. I guess we can talk
Perfect.
about
Yeah,
some
there's.
basketball too.
Let's do it.
All right.
See what we got.
All right, I'm gonna start us off. Uh, so I wrote this little section before the news was announced. So I wrote Nico Iamaleava wants $4 million a year from Tennessee after signing a contract for 2.4. Signed that I think his group right before he started freshman year. So he signed that after he committed and signed and everything. For I think it was total $8 million, 2.4 million per year. And to be honest, he wants 4 million. I don't think he deserves it. Last year,
Yeah,
I mean
sorry, go ahead.
Tennessee wasn't a bad team last year at all. They made the playoffs and whatnot, but they had one good win, which was Alabama, and this is the worst Alabama team we've had since '07. And
Exactly.
he threw 19 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, which isn't bad. But if you dig deep, he threw 4 touchdowns against ranked opponents. Two of those ranked opponents being 6-7 Oklahoma and 6-7 North Carolina State. So really, he threw one touchdown against a ranked opponent in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my eyes,
Yeah,
he's
that's
lucky to get a
crazy.
local fucking pizza shop NIL deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's worth $4 million a year.
No,
Not even
no, not at
close.
all. So this was I wrote this Friday or Saturday, and then this was Saturday night. It's been announced that Nico Iamaleava will leave Tennessee and enter the spring transfer portal. He leaves behind a $2.4 million deal and hopes to earn more. I'm sure a school with relatively the same size and same football presence as Tennessee will give him a deal. I'm sure he'll go to a Power Four team. I'm sure he'll go a good Power Four team. Like a Penn State, not actually Penn State, but a team like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a Penn State or Notre Dame or something like that. I think
That's
he'll,
that's who that's what I was gonna say, like Notre Dame or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll go to like a bigger school like that. Not a big dominant presence like Ohio State,
Yeah.
Georgia, or whatever. But I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll go to a tier 2 school. Um, it's there's been speculation that Ohio State is going to sign him, and I hope to God we do not sign him. I do not
Yeah,
want
that would
him
not be
anywhere near
good.
this franchise or near this program.
Or if they do, it needs to be for considerably less than $2.4 million a year.
Nah, leave him. We'll rock with our two quarterbacks that we got.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Why would what? Why would we even pick up a
I
quarterback?
don't
That doesn't
know.
make sense.
I don't know. Yeah, the Ohio State fans, some Ohio State fans, they want us to go get Nico, and I'm not with it. Not
Yeah,
with
I
it. He
don't
threw
think
for
I'd be
zero
with it
touchdowns
either.
against us when he
Yeah,
played us. And
but why
he
would
didn't
we want
throw
to
a
go get
single
him?
touchdown.
If anything, we're going to go get a quarterback that destroyed us.
Yeah, so no quarterback did last year. No one
Exactly.
destroyed us. We lost by the 2 games we lost were a total of 4 points.
Yeah, it's
That's
insane.
yeah, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
By 3 and Oregon by 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Ohio State, they had their spring game yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It was a nice watch. Team looked good in general. Dude, I think we have a stud at wide receiver, Mylan Graham.
Ooh.
He's either gonna be a redshirt freshman or a true sophomore. And dude, he's just so good. He looked so fluent back out there. It looked like a Garrett Wilson sort of deal. He's wearing number 5 like Garrett Wilson too.
Hell yeah. How
Dude,
big is he? How tall is he?
don't, I don't think he's very huge. He's 6'1", 185.
It's
Yeah.
fucking huge to me, but all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll be really good. I do. But it's just gonna be hard for him to get first team reps. I mean, you've got Jeremiah Smith in front of you, Carnell Tate in front of you, and then Brandon Ennis. All were 5-star wide
Yeah.
receivers. So
I mean, yeah, but he's a freshman, right?
sophomore. I think he's a sophomore.
Uh,
I think he was a freshman last year, and he's going to be a sophomore. Yeah, something like that. I don't know,
gotcha.
but he's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of time. Both
Yeah, he'll
quarterbacks.
develop nice.
Yeah, he will. But he's developed. Dude, I'm telling you, he looks so good. He looked like he could be a starting wide receiver.
Damn.
Both quarterbacks looked good. Lincoln Keenholz and Julian Sayin. Lincoln's the 4-star, 3-sport athlete that we were talking about. Sayin's the transfer from
Yep.
Alabama, number 1 quarterback in the portal 2 years ago. They both look good. They were both hitting on their passes and whatnot. And I mean, there were a few passes that looked out of the ordinary. They just missed their
Shaky,
target. Yeah,
right?
but I mean, other than that, they played pretty solid all game. Both had over 150 yards. Lincoln threw for 2 touchdowns. Sand threw for one. Sand led 3 offensive touchdown drives though. 2 of them were rushing.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
The offensive line looked great. I don't know. I don't know if it was the offensive line looking great or the defensive line looking bad, but offensive line looked great. They killed the defensive line
right.
all game, all game. Um,
Both. Never mind.
uh,
Disregard.
it makes me think that we need to go after 2 portal defensive linemen, like one end and one tackle. That would be nice. They weren't terrible, the defensive line, but I would definitely like some extra beefiness or depth up front.
It's definitely terrifying to think about because like Ohio State's like known for putting out good defensive ends and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So it's definitely scary to think that our defensive line could be lacking this year.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I thought the running backs looked really good, really good. James Peoples, he's probably going
Always
to be our
nice.
starting running back, and West Virginia transfer C.J. Donaldson. Dude, he came in at 200 pounds. I'm gonna show a picture of him if I can, if they have one. He came in at 200 pounds, 240 pounds, but he looked skinny yesterday.
Mm,
Like really skinny. There's no picture of him from yesterday. Yeah, he looked really skinny.
That's
Um,
weird.
True freshman Bo Jackson looked really good back there. He was a 4-star running back.
I mean, if your name's Bo
If your
Jackson,
name's
you
Bo
gotta at least
Jackson, you gotta
perform.
be good. Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta perform, bro.
yeah. I want to say he's from like Cleveland or something. Yeah, Cleveland. I think he was a 4-star. 6 foot, even 210 pounds. Yeah, 4-star.
Oh
Number
yeah,
11th rated running back. Yeah, he looked really good. He did.
that's what's up.
Our DBs looked great. They always look great, but DBs looked great. We bring back, I mean, I would say the 2 best players in college football, and Caleb Downs on the defensive side, and Jeremiah Smith on the offensive side. I think it's kind of scary when you're a defending champion. You return the 2 best players in college football. That's got to be scary for the other teams,
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't doubt it.
No. Moving over to the Blue Jackets. They absolutely have to win their last 2 games. Well, the time I wrote this, it was 3. Last 3 games they won. Dude, I did not think that they would beat the Capitals back-to-back games, back-to-back days. Beat them yesterday at home. Beat them today on the road.
Damn.
Beat them 7-0 yesterday, I think, maybe 7-1, and then beat them 4-1 today on the road. Ovechkin didn't play yesterday, but he did play tonight. He had the Capitals' lone goal. And
Damn, dude.
dude, yeah, and the Capitals are the number one
7 to
team.
1.
The Capitals are the number one team in the East. Yes. Yeah, crazy shit. And dude, it wasn't even
That's
our starting
insane.
goalie Elvis Merzlikins playing. It was our because okay, so in the NHL you have like a farm team. Like the Clippers or the farm team and
Yep.
the Indians. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So you have a farm team. Our farm team's the Cleveland Monsters, and Jet Greaves is the Cleveland Monsters starting goalie. He
Mm,
played for the Monsters Friday night, played for us Saturday night, and then us again today.
it's insane.
Then he let up 1 goal, I
And he's
believe, one
yeah,
or two
he's just
goals
fucking dogging out.
across yeah our 2 games against the number one team in the East. Which yeah,
That's
that's
insane.
crazy. I don't think we'll ever win a playoff series with Elvis Merzlikins between the pipes. They
So
goalie
why do they not just replace him with this dude?
because they pay Elvis $5 million a year, which is pretty. That's a good price for goalies. They thought he was. They signed him to a I think a 5-year deal in 2020 because he had a pretty good season 2020. Really like showed real good
Okay,
potential.
I was gonna
So we
say
were like,
like why
let's
would
let's
I
lock
don't
this guy
understand.
down while we can for you. Because at the time we thought he was going to become a top 10 goalie, which then his price goes up to like 7 or 8 million a year,
Right.
maybe even more. I mean, Sergei Bobrovsky makes I think just north of 10, just like a little over 10 million. So we
Damn.
thought, at the time, we thought he was going to be a real good goalie. So we were like, let's lock him down for $5 million. Why not? And
Yeah.
he's been slipping away. Hasn't been playing very good. So yeah, we can't just
It's
dump him. We can't
unfortunate.
just cut him or whatnot because that's a big contract. Um,
Yeah.
Blue Jackets have to win their last 2 games. They will play the Flyers Tuesday on the road, and then the Islanders Thursday at home to end the series to end the year. Have to win both. absolutely. It doesn't matter if we win in overtime or regulation, but we just have to win both. And both are
Right.
definitely winnable. Flyers, I don't believe are a playoff team, and the Islanders are not a playoff team. So we play two
Flyers
non-playoff
on Island.
teams. Dude, we had a hard last stretch of the schedule. It was like we had to play the Maple Leafs and then the Capitals twice, which are they're both playoff teams. I did not think we were gonna do as well as we did. So yeah, these
Right.
last two are winnable for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, there's a way in
a
for the
small
Jackets.
chance.
That's
Yep,
always a
yep.
good. Yeah.
On the flip side, we need Montreal to lose both games, and they play the Blackhawks, who I believe are the second worst team in the league. They play them Monday tomorrow,
Well,
and
that's
then they
unfortunate.
also play the Hurricanes. Hurricanes are a good team. Play the Hurricanes Wednesday. So I mean, come Wednesday night or Thursday morning, we will know if we are able to make the playoffs with a win or not.
Oh yeah.
We need the Canadians to lose both games in regulation. They cannot go to overtime. If they go to overtime, they get a point, and then if they get a point, the best we can do is tie them. And Montreal has the tiebreaker, so they would make it over us.
What determines the tiebreaker?
Regulation wins.
Oh, so and they have more regulation wins than we do.
Yeah, yeah, they have 29.
Okay.
I think we have 26 or 27 with the one today. But
Gotcha.
if we win both of these next games in regulation, we're tied at 29. But then it goes to over regulation wins, including overtime, excluding shootouts, and we have the most shootout wins in the league. So
Ah.
yeah, so we would not be winning that one. So yeah,
Why does it exclude shootouts?
I don't know, just like one more step.
Stupid.
Yeah,
Say those both two steps tie, which is 1 in 1 million, or probably 1 in 1 billion. But then does it go to including shootouts or like?
then it goes by the greater number of games won by the club in any manner, total wins.
So then yes, it does include
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So yeah, then
Okay,
it just
okay,
includes everything, total wins.
gotcha.
And then if that's
It's
tied, then
crazy.
they go to the number of points earned in games against each other.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that they've thought about all that shit
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
need
wonder if that's
them
ever happened.
to lose both in regulation. I believe they will beat the Blackhawks. I think the
Well,
Canadians
yeah,
will
but that's
beat
I
the
mean
Blackhawks. But I
that's
do
gotta be a
think they will
complete
lose to the
upset.
Hurricanes. So I mean, if they can somehow lose to the Blackhawks somehow pull it off, it'll be exciting going into that game Wednesday night.
Yeah, dude. I think
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Yep. If Montreal, like I said, if Montreal gets a single point, like an overtime loss, they hold the tiebreaker and will make it, which
Yeah.
sucks. Moving on to some UFC from those fights last night.
Yeah.
Patty Pimblett defeats
Yeah, those
Michael
were crazy.
Chandler by submission. I think it was in the second round. Let me look that up.
I thought mm, I thought I was asking Keith about it last night. I thought he said like third.
It could have been the third. Yeah, third round. Third round
Yeah.
knockout. Oh, no. I don't know why I wrote submission. It was a knockout. It was TKO.
It was
He,
definitely TKO. I
yeah,
knew that.
yeah, he was just
Yeah.
pounding him while he was on the ground. Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah,
I
it was
wrote submission.
crazy.
That was way off. Submission and second round. Yeah, okay. TKO in the third round. Patty controlled the entire fight. Honestly, it didn't even look like Chandler stood a chance. He may have squeaked out with the first round, but other than that, Patty controlled the second and the third.
Right.
I think it's time to give Patty Pimblett an actual test, like an actual championship
Right. Well,
contender.
you saw he wants to fight Charles Oliveira.
Good. He needs to. I think Charles
Yeah.
would smack him. He needs to fight like Justin Gaethje or Dustin Poirier or something like that.
He
He
literally
called
said
both
any of
out.
those.
Yeah.
He said
Think I think
and
Charles would fucking
Armand. I don't know
Arman
Armand's last name.
Sarukian. I think
Yeah.
Charles would absolutely wipe the floor with Patty Pimblett. Charles is he's probably the third best lightweight or maybe fourth best lightweight of all time. You got like Islam and
Yeah.
Khabib ahead of him. Other than
But
that,
is he not getting older?
he is
How old is he?
36, I think.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Petty definitely has at least a chance. I mean, it's
35,
fighting. There's always a chance for anybody.
35.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
still.
Oh, dude, Oliveira is a fourth degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. When Khabib retired and before Islam got real good, before Islam got the title, Charles was the best person in the division. Like it honestly sucks that Charles was squished in between Khabib and Islam.
Yeah,
Like his career, he is really good, but he could have been so good. He could have been the GOAT of lightweight if it wasn't for Islam and Khabib.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time to give
Did
Patty
he
an
did he
actual
ever
test.
fight? Did he ever fight Conor McGregor at lightweight?
No,
I didn't think so.
no. Yeah, Patty's fought like I don't want to say all these old, washed up guys, but older guys, and Patty's been the favorite in every single one. Like he
Yeah,
at come
I think
come closing time, he's been the favorite.
I don't think he's choosing that though. I think he wants these higher up fights.
I don't know. Now he does for sure. Now he does. But I think I remember him calling out Michael Chandler, or maybe it was vice versa. And I think I remember him calling out
I
Michael
don't
Chandler.
remember. Yeah, I don't
Um,
know either.
yeah, in every fight he's closed as the favorite. So I think it's time to give him an actual championship contender. Like Michael Chandler, he's a good fighter and whatnot. He is not a championship contender. He's never been a championship contender. He
Not in the UFC, right?
no. He was in one or
Yeah,
Bellator or something.
right. That's what I'm saying. In a different fight club or
Yeah,
fight.
promotion
What are they
league.
even called? Yeah,
Yeah. I think he's 2-7 in the UFC now.
yeah. That's terrible.
But I mean, in his defense, he's 2-5 in the UFC. Everyone he's fought in the UFC has been phenomenal.
That's
Like
true.
he came in fighting the absolute top guys. He came in and fought Dan Hooker. He won that. Dan Hooker's a real good fighter. Then he fought Charles
Yeah.
Oliveira, lost that. Justin Gaethje lost that. Tony Ferguson, he won that one. Tony Ferguson was probably the worst out of all these people that he's fought. Fought Tony Ferguson, won that one. Fought Dustin Poirier, lost. Charles Oliveira again lost. Paddy Pimblett lost.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. He's fighting really good fighters.
Yeah. Like he's you can't knock him for his 2-5 record, but or because he's fighting
Oh,
some of the top guys.
right.
Moving over to the main event, Alexander Volkanovski defeats Diego Lopez by unanimous decision to take home the featherweight title for the second time in his career. Two-time featherweight
Yeah, it's
champion. Though.
crazy.
He is the oldest fighter, lightweight or lighter, to win a championship at 35 years old.
Damn.
I think someone did it at heavyweight at 40, but I mean heavyweight's completely different. Same with light
Yeah.
heavy and middle, like all that shit. Light heavy and heavyweight, those are completely different because guys are just relying on power and getting lucky with a
100%.
punch. That's all it takes. Whereas like the lighter guys, I feel like the lighter guys are definitely more polished as a fight, like
Yeah.
more well rounded for sure as fighter. So yeah, he beat Diego 4-1
Yeah,
on.
they can move.
Yeah.
They can
They
move
can do
faster than
anything.
you.
Yeah,
But
they can do anything.
they're always going to be better are more well rounded.
Yeah. Yeah. He beat Diego 4-1 on two of the scorecards and 3-2 on another. I had this fight 49-46 or 4-1 for Volk. So mine was right on
Right.
track. I think he dominated this fight pretty easily, honestly. He was just,
Damn.
dude, he was hitting Diego with left hooks, right? He was hitting with everything he wanted. Aside from
Yeah,
takedowns. Diego did a
I
good
was
job defending
watching.
the takedowns.
I was watching the last round, and he was just jabbing. The jabs were just
Yeah, dude, yeah, Diego wasn't even
unbreakable.
moving.
Yeah, yeah,
Diego was just letting it happen.
yeah.
There were some shots from Diego that clipped Volk. The one that even dropped him. It wasn't like out, but he fell backwards.
Yeah. He fell back. Yeah, I seen that.
But aside from that, he controlled just about every aspect of this fight to the point where Diego was just letting Volk tee off with tee off jabs on his face. Yeah,
Yeah, literally.
yeah, that was a good fight. Volk got cut, I think, on both eyes, one under and one on top. I mean, it was an
That's crazy.
absolute battle, but dude, I think Volkanovski's the best featherweight of all time.
A lot of people would say it.
Yeah, I think it's between him or Jose Aldo. Aldo was just Aldo was so good in the WEC, which I think that was something before the UFC. The UFC bought it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up Aldo's record. 32-9. That's pretty
damn.
good. For from 2008 to 2014, he didn't lose a single fight. It's pretty
Didn't.
good. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's insane.
Then he lost to McGregor, as we all know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he got all the other losses on his record. But yeah, it's definitely between Volk and Jose for me. I don't think McGregor is the GOAT of either featherweight or lightweight. Consider and he was a double champ, yeah, first ever, which is cool and all, but he never defended a title. Even in his promotion before the UFC, never defended his title a single time. Cage Warriors, I think it was called. He was double champ there too. Yeah, never one time defeated or defended any of his titles. He won the featherweight, then moved up to lightweight, and then fucked around there with Nate Diaz for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then got it stripped, and then threw a dolly through Khabib's bus.
Yeah.
And then got mauled by Khabib.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Moving over to golf. Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, dude.
2025 Masters.
I was watching it. That was awesome.
I was
very happy about it.
I was rooting for anyone other than Rory. Honestly, I don't know why. Like, I don't dislike.
I don't know why you hate him so much.
But yeah, he's not my favorite. Dude, I just think he's overrated.
I mean, I love him.
Last time
he's been my favorite golfer probably since like 2012, dude.
Last time he won a major was 10 years ago. So I mean, I just feel like he's been overrated, dude. I don't know. I think my favorite golfer is probably Bryson, but Scotty's moving up there too. My favorite live golfer is for sure Bryson. My favorite PGA one is Scotty.
I don't understand. Rory McIlroy is not overrated.
I think he is.
He was like the youngest ever PGA Championship winner, bro.
He was, and then he didn't win anything for 10 years.
Yeah. Who cares?
Bro went.
You win that shit at 20 years old.
Bro went cold for 10 years straight, and then not even that, dude. Like at the Open last year, him against Bryson, he choked. He always chokes in the biggest moments.
Bro, it's a fucking. You would too.
Yeah, but I'm fucking. If I was world number 2 and I wasn't winning anything, I'd call myself overrated.
That's insane.
Nah.
That's insane.
No, Bryson fell apart, and Rory did too.
Golf is Rory definitely fell apart.
Rory fell apart there. He
missed the birdie putt to go into the playoffs.
If the other two, no, he missed a par putt.
Or the par putt. Yeah. The par putt to go into the playoffs. Yeah.
If Bryson and Justin, I wouldn't say Justin Rose fell apart. He just didn't have enough in the gas tank. But if Bryson didn't fall apart,
one more hole.
and if Justin Rose had enough in the gas tank, Rory choked again. We would be reading this completely different. Be like, oh damn, Rory. Another goes on. And the major drought continues.
I guess, but it didn't.
It didn't. No, Bryson fell apart, and Justin Rose just didn't have it in him.
Well, look at that. Now we're doing it the other way. Bryson choked. So now Bryson won a major last year. Is he gonna Is he gonna not win one for another 10 years?
No, he's not Rory.
He could be. We don't know yet. He just choked this one.
He's not.
We don't know yet.
He's about to win the U.S. Open again. He's about to win the U.S. Open again.
No. You want to hear a crazy thing? I think John Rahm's going to come back and win the U.S. Open.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick. Dude, Patrick Reed made things interesting today.
I know. I was watching him.
Patrick Reed made things very interesting. That fucking eagle he pulled out on 17.
What's that guy's name? Like
Ludwig Aberg. It's pronounced Aberg or some shit like that.
He choked.
Yeah, he did. He was tied for. They had a 3-way tie.
Tied for and he shot a fucking 7.
Yeah.
On one of the holes.
Yeah.
I forget which hole, like 16 or something. I forget which hole it was, but he shot a 7.
Yeah. Him, Rory, and Justin Rose were tied. Yeah, tied for first at 10 under.
Yeah, it was insane, dude.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe Rory started at 12 under, went down to 9 under at one point, went up to 14, and then back down to 11, and then won by 12 under. That was
when he started his day with a double bogey.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, and Bryson, I think the first hole was a 2-stroke swing.
Rory was the definition of first hole's the worst hole.
Yeah.
Today.
Well,
except it wasn't the worst.
13 was pretty bad. Yeah. What did he get on 13? Triple or was that double?
I think it was a double as well.
Okay.
I think it was a double as well. It was because he went from 13 under to 11 under.
Yeah.
It was a double.
Dude, Justin Rose, I think he shot 6 under today. I think he was 5
under. He shot
entering
66
today, and then and
Which is
then finished
that
11
course is a
under
71.
72.
Then how did he shoot a 66?
Maybe he shot
He shot a
86
66. He shot a
for
66. I know
70.
that.
Let's look this up real quick. Justin Rose Brown board score.
66. Yeah, that'd be 6 under. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. 66, 600. Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck
I don't
math
know
were
what
we
we're talking
doing?
about.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Dude, for some reason it didn't make sense in my head.
Yeah, in my head that didn't make
I'm like,
sense either.
I'm like,
That's
hold on, wait a
insane.
minute. Yes, yeah. They went into a playoff, and Rory stuck one right next to the pin on 18. That was nice.
Yeah, dude. Especially when Rose went first, and I thought his was like pretty close. I was like, shit.
Dude,
And then
I was
Royce was like
hoping
2
Rose
feet,
made
bro. I was
that
like,
shit.
God damn.
I
Yeah, it was nuts.
we were comparing Roy and Bryson there for a second. Bryson, his bunker shot last year at the U.S. Open, he went up and down from there to avoid the playoff and won. Rory couldn't do that. Couldn't go up and down. He had to go up, down, down to make a playoff.
Listen, bro. He got it done in the end, and that's all that really matters.
He did. I'll give it to you. And this right here is my mock draft. I completed a little mock draft. The draft is not this Thursday, but next Thursday. But we won't have the opportunity to make one next week because it's Easter. No episode next week.
True.
So did it now. Had Abdul Carter. I think he's the best player in the draft. Had Abdul Carter going number 1 to Tennessee.
He has ED?
Edge.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
I could see the Titans getting a quarterback in the second round or trading up back to the first round to get 2 first-round picks and get a quarterback. But I think Abdul Carter is the best player in this draft. He's a great edge out of Penn State. Next, I have Cleveland taking Cam Ward just because they desperately need a quarterback. I don't know if they'll take. I think if Tennessee takes a quarterback, then I think Cleveland will take Abdul Carter and then draft a quarterback like Will Howard late in the second round.
Did Cleveland not take a quarterback first round like last 2 years?
No.
Who have they been drafting?
I don't think they have been drafting. I think all of their first round.
Have they just been trading their drafts for people?
Oh, I think they all went to Houston for the Deshaun Watson trade.
Oh my! That is the stupidest thing that I've ever like.
So. I don't.
The Browns are so dumb, dude. I can't.
What?
Oh my gosh, that's actually stupid.
Browns trade to Houston
for Deshaun Watson. That guy's a fucking bum.
22, 23, and 24 first round picks. Yeah, the 2022 fourth round pick, 2023 third round pick, and a 2024 fourth round pick.
So six or seven draft picks for one guy.
Yeah, 6. Yeah. Well, they thought he was going to be a franchise quarterback, but
that's fucking
I don't know
stupid.
why they thought that.
Yeah, that's dumb.
He had 1, maybe 2 good years in Houston, and that was about it.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. Oh my god, for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, so this is their
first. Terrible. If I was a Browns fan, I'd be pissed.
Me too. This was their first round pick since 2021. Think about that. Their first round pick in 3 years.
And who'd they take in 21? Fucking Garrett Wilson?
No.
I don't even know how long he's been in the league.
I think this is going to be his 3rd year. It's Greg Newsome, just like a cornerback.
Is he good?
Him at 26 overall. Yeah, he's pretty good. I think he's still their starting cornerback, one of them.
See, then why are they trying to not draft people? I don't understand.
Me neither.
That doesn't make sense. I'm glad I'm not a Browns fan.
Me too. So yeah,
I'm glad I do not like
first round pick since 2021. And like I said, if Tennessee picks a quarterback, I think Cleveland will pick an edge. But I don't think Tennessee should pass up on Abdul Carter. There are plenty of good quarterbacks in this draft, and Abdul Carter is clear-cut, far and away the best edge in this draft.
Tennessee does need a quarterback, though, no?
Yeah, but I think they could get one like Will Howard or Quinn Ewers, like late in the draft.
I was watching an episode of Bussin' with the Boys, and I'm pretty sure, God, why can I not think of his name?
Taylor Lewan or Will Compton?
Yes, Taylor Lewan. Taylor Lewan. He was talking about the Titans drafting Cam Ward as well. I think he wants Cam Ward to go to the Titans.
Probably, yeah. I'm not sold on Cam Ward, honestly.
I,
I don't
I
think he's
don't
a good
I don't know
leader.
much about
I
him.
don't
I
think
didn't
he'll
watch
be a good
Miami play.
NFL
I feel
quarterback.
like
So Miami played in the Pop Tarts Bowl. I think it was Pop Tarts Bowl. And
that's
Cam
fucking
Ward played the
hilarious.
first half and then sat out the second half. First half so he could
For
set a
what?
record and then sat out the second half.
Oh, so he's a pussy. All right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's going to be a great leader and a great NFL room guy, locker room guy,
Yeah.
which you
Okay.
need to be. That's why, dude. I
Yeah.
think I'm obviously biased because I'm an Ohio State fan, but I think Will Howard may be the best quarterback in this draft. He can make the same throws that, like you look at Jalen Hurts. He doesn't make spectacular deep throws. He doesn't make, he's not crazily gifted with his arm. He makes basic over the top throws, across the field throws, over the middle and whatnot, and then he can extend plays when he needs to. He's also a great leader. That's exactly what Will Howard is.
Yeah.
Back to we're getting off topic here. Number
Yeah,
three,
my
I
bad, my
got
bad.
Travis Hunter. I have him going to New York. I could also see New York picking Shador Sanders because it's
Yeah, I don't.
between New York and the Jets down at 7. Those are the two teams that really need a quarterback aside from the top two.
Yeah.
Picks 1 through 3 and 7 could use quarterbacks, but New York just got Jameis Winston, so I think they're gonna roll with Travis Hunter. And Patriots, they don't need a quarterback. They have Drake May, so I
Yeah.
think they're gonna pick
Yeah.
up Ashton Genty.
That guy's a beast, though. No, Ashton Genty.
Yeah,
He was dogging out at Boise
yeah,
State, wasn't he?
yeah. Which
That's
honestly,
crazy.
I don't know if he'll go this high, but I think he is one of the best players in this draft. I think he'll be very good.
Oh yeah.
Number 5, I have Mason Graham going to Jacksonville. I believe Josh Allen still plays for Jacksonville. Defensive end Josh Allen. Or defensive
Oh, okay. I was
lineman.
like, definitely not. That's funny.
Yeah, he still plays for the Jaguars. So I think they'll pair him with Mason Graham from Michigan, defensive tackle.
Thank you. That was my next question.
Yeah. Raiders, I think they will get Will Campbell. Good tackle from LSU. Good solid offensive lineman. I'm not sure who their QB is. I mean, I could see them. Honestly, I probably should have flipped. I think the Jets will take. I mean, I think the Raiders will take Shador Sanders because the Raiders.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that as
Yeah,
well.
I think the Raiders will take Shador because the Raiders right now they have Geno Smith and Aiden O'Connell. I do think
Yeah.
Geno is a good quarterback, and I do think Geno can take them to the playoffs. But I don't think Geno can win a Super Bowl, and obviously we don't know what Shador's ceiling is. So, honestly I could see these going either way. That's why I
Yeah, I
passed on the
agree.
Raiders because they had Geno. But Jets, I could see them picking up Shador Sanders. They also have Justin Fields, but no one's really sure how good Justin Fields is going to be.
Now, if the Raiders pick up Shador Sanders, who do you think the Jets will go with?
Probably Will Campbell.
You think? Okay, you just think they'll
Yeah,
be flip
beef up
flop.
the offensive line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or this guy right from Missouri, tackle from Missouri, Armand Membu. I think
Hell yeah.
I think he's a good tackle. I have him going to Carolina because they don't really need a quarterback. I mean, they could use a receiver, but I mean, if you get a receiver, Bryce Young's just going to be running for his life. Their quarterback, Bryce Young, he's just going to be running for his life.
Yeah.
No one to cover. Saints, I got Jahdae Barron going there, cornerback from Texas. He did pretty good against Ohio State in the bowl game. He's a real good, solid corner. I think Travis Hunter's overrated. I think Jahdae Barron's probably the best defensive back in this draft. But
Yeah, you've always said Travis Hunter's
Yeah.
overrated though.
Yeah, but I don't think Jade's going above Travis.
Yeah, well, because of how overrated
Yeah.
Travis Hunter is. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 10, I have Tyler Warren going to Chicago, play for the Bears. I think they could definitely use a different tight end. I don't know who their current tight end is. Cole Kmet. I think they could definitely use Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren is he was so good at Penn State. He was their offense. He's one of those players that you can run an offense.
Dude, he
He's
was
a
like
Brock
one of their only
Bowers.
good receivers, right?
Yeah,
Didn't they have a game where they didn't
they
complete a
didn't.
single
Yeah,
pass
to a
except
single
for to him?
receiver. Yeah,
Yeah, because he
yeah,
was the only. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's insane.
Number 11, I have Matthew Golden going to San Fran. I don't think he's the best receiver in this draft, but I think he matches San Francisco really well. I have Jahad Campbell going to the Cowboys. He will pair up with Micah Parsons. That'd be a good front seven there. Another defensive tackle,
Yeah,
Kenneth Grant from Michigan. I think he'll go to the Dolphins. Dolphins could definitely use some defensive line. And the Colts, I think this guy's the best receiver in the draft, Tedero McMillan. I think the Colts will draft him, get Anthony Richardson some help, Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, whichever one they decide to play. Just get one of those guys some help. I don't think they have any notable receivers, the Colts, so I think this will be a good pick for them.
yeah. So they definitely need a receiver. Who's their quarterback?
It'll be either Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah, did you not just fucking say that?
I did.
Okay. Okay. Oh, jeez.
I have two edges going, 15 and 16. Two defensive edges.
Yeah, okay.
Linebackers or whatever. Depends what type of defense they run. I have Jalen Walker. I got two Georgia players going back to back. Jalen Walker going to Cincinnati because they really desperately need defensive players. And they really need cheap defensive players that'll be good. So I think, rookie contract's a little bit team friendly.
Yeah, why not draft one?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Seahawks will pick up Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan. He's probably a top 3 cornerback. I would say Travis Hunter's probably better than him. But I think he is number 3.
Yeah.
Mike Green, edge from Marshall. Guy to keep an eye out for. We've got a couple of these small guys.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I think Emeka will go to Denver. But I do think if Denver passes on Emeka and picks someone else, then I think Pittsburgh ought to give Emeka a try. And then they can... Because, dude, we've been saying this for the past couple weeks. I don't think DK Metcalf and George Pickens will mesh very well together.
Right.
They were both wide receiver 1 last year. I don't see them meshing very well together.
But you never know. They could go in there.
They could be best friends.
Get along really. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. 21, I have Pittsburgh's taken Walter Nolan. I have them picking a defensive player because we don't know how much longer TJ Watt's going to play, realistically. 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It could be like another 7 years or so.
And
another 3 years.
Exactly. And realistically, they just boosted their offense by getting some trades, right?
DK Metcalf, yeah. They did get rid of Najee Harris, so a running back would be a good play here.
They could go for a running back, yeah.
But I think defensive players are definitely more valuable than running backs. Like you can sign an undrafted free agent running back and be completely fine. Like a running back can get the job done. As long as the line is good, a running back can get 4 yards per carry. That's all. And realistically, that's all they need in the NFL. You get 4 yards a carry on 3 straight plays. That's a first down. Moving the chains.
Yeah.
22, I have. I wanted to say San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers taking Malachi Starks.
I was confused because I was like, "What do you mean? That's San Diego."
Yeah, I was about to say San Diego Chargers. Yeah, the Los Angeles Chargers. I have them taking Malachi Starks. I think Starks is the best safety in this draft. I think he was the second best safety last year behind Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
I have Green Bay. Green Bay picking a guard, picking the offensive lineman 2 straight years in the draft. We could use it.
Damn.
Could for sure use it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this next guy's name.
Yeah,
Donovan. Boston College edge. I have him going to Minnesota.
I got you with the pronunciation.
Yep. Let's hear it.
Eziruaku.
All right, close enough.
Eziruaku. There's definitely another U. Eziruaku.
Good enough for me, man.
Yeah, I have fucking no idea.
I have Houston taking Josh Simmons from Ohio State, left tackle. Is he left? Yeah, left tackle. I think that'll be
Oh, that would be good.
Ohio State's first offensive lineman taken. It could also be Donovan Jackson. So last year, Josh Simmons got hurt really early in the season. He was our left tackle, and Donovan Jackson, I believe he was our right tackle, and we moved him. We moved him to like guard and then also left tackle. So like he moved around the line. He's very versatile. He can play just about anywhere on the line, which I think helped
Oh,
his
that's
draft
good.
stock. But I don't think he's gonna go in the first round. The Rams, I think the Rams will pick up Colson Loveland because I want to say I don't think they have Tyler Higbee anymore. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think they have Tyler Higbee anymore. Oh, they do. Okay. But I mean, he got drafted in 2016. He's a bit old now. It's going to be his
Yeah.
ninth year in the
I
league.
mean, shit, ninth year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the Ravens picking up James Pierce Jr. They could definitely use some defensive line presence. Like we were saying when Miles Garrett requested a trade, I was saying Baltimore could definitely
Yeah, the
use a
Baltimore
defensive
needed.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
I do remember that.
I have Luther Burden going to Detroit. 'Cause honestly, I'm not sure where Detroit can improve other than receiver. They have Amon Ross St. Brown, and then after that, I'm not really sure who they have off the top of my head. So, I mean, that's one of the few positions that they could upgrade.
I saw a clip of Amon Ross St. Brown talking about him and his brother because his
Equinemius
brother's
St.
name.
Brown.
What?
Equinemius St. Brown. That's his brother. No, they have. He has two brothers.
I was about to say that's not the name I know. You're
Yeah.
talking about his other brother named Osiris.
Yeah.
And Amon Ra and Osiris are both Egyptian sun gods, and that's why. And his dad was like obsessed with ancient gods and shit like that, and
Really? I
that's
wonder
why he
if
named him
Equinemius
that.
is one too.
Potentially, very potentially.
Equinemius meaning having emotional stability and composure, particularly in high times or times of high stress. I don't know.
Huh?
But yeah, his
Yeah, I don't
brother
know
was
either.
Equinemius St. Brown. He played for the Packers.
That's what's up.
29, I have Washington taking Omarion Hampton, running back from North Carolina. Because they have Brian Thomas or Brian Robinson Jr., which he's pretty good. But I mean, they could definitely use a second back for when Brian gets hurt or not hurt when he gets tired and fatigued and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, because that's Washington's another one of those teams. I'm not sure where they can improve. They have a good quarterback, good receiver, and Terry McLaurin, good second receiver. And then halfback, they're fine. Offensive line, they're fine. Defensive side, I can't really think of a hole that they have. So I just had him picking up a second team halfback. The Bills, I have them getting a tackle. Again, one of those teams where you're not really sure where they can improve. Wide receiver
Yeah,
maybe.
they have a very stacked offense though.
Yeah, wide receiver maybe, but I mean, Josh Allen just showed that he can go to the AFC Championship for I think fourth straight year or whatever it is. I don't know if he's made the championship 4 straight years because he's lost to the Chiefs every year, but that's the only team that he ever loses to in the playoffs. So I
Yeah,
have him
literally.
getting some extra protection up there up front. Kansas City, I have them getting an edge because Chris Jones is getting a little old, defensive lineman, and then the Eagles have them getting another defensive interior lineman from
Oh yeah.
Toledo, Darius Alexander, because they have I believe they have Jordan Davis as their defensive tackle, and I think
Mhm.
Darius Alexander will be a good pairing with him.
That's what I was about to ask. You think they'll pair good together?
Yeah. Yep, that's my mock draft.
Hell yeah. Man, it looks pretty good. I mean, there's pretty good reasoning behind everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't put much thought into it, but I definitely put some thought into each team and what their needs are and whatnot.
Right. All right, moving on over to Counter Strike. If you're ready, man.
Yep.
All right. So it's going to be a pretty quick one today. There hasn't been a lot of news in this past week. But we're going to start off first with the results of PGL Bucharest. That's the tournament that ended today, the grand finals, and the third place decider match was both today.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
the third
so
place decider.
so
What?
they don't do like typically with tournaments or whatnot that don't have like a third place decider. It's usually just like whoever loses to the championship team. That's who gets third. So like in CS, they actually have a third place decider.
Some tournaments do,
Okay, because I'm
right?
assuming
So a
it's
lot
like,
of
does everyone get a purse, or is it like top three podium get a purse?
usually it'll be like top 8, right? So it'll be
Okay,
first, second and fourth, or third and fourth is grouped in together as one thing, and then it'll be fifth and sixth, and then seventh and eighth,
okay.
right? Because the seventh and eighth team are losing at the same time, same day, and then same it's go on and up, and then PGL I think is one of the only tournament organizers that holds a third place decider.
Okay.
Um, but today, the third place decider took place between Phase and Complexity again. That was a nice little rematch we got to see. It ended in a 2-0 in Phase's favor.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I think earlier in the tournament, Complexity actually beat Phase.
Earlier in this tournament?
Yes. Yeah, so earlier in the tournament, Complexity 2-0'd Phase. This time on their rematch, Phase 2-0'd Complexity. So, but
Dude,
Complexity been
it's
going on.
crazy how these games can go.
I know, it's insane, dude. It's like if one team's performing one day and
Yeah,
not performing the next,
yeah.
it's insane. Uh, Complexity though, a fun fact about Complexity that I forgot to mention last week when we were talking about them is they used to be owned by the Dallas Cowboys, or like
Really?
partner
Terry
in, like in
Jones?
a partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in a partnership with them. That's why their old logo was the blue star, the blue Dallas star.
Okay.
Um, but I
That's
do believe that
interesting.
it's been sold and been switched out of there since
That's
then.
really interesting.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I wonder like if that'll become a thing. Like pro sports teams, because obviously these owners have a ton of money. So I wonder
Right.
if they will buy an esports team.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I mean, it has pretty much happened with Complexity. Complexity was part of the Dallas Cowboys.
And
They're
I'm sure it
um
generates revenue.
yeah, fuck yeah, it does if they're winning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but their like facilities and shit used to be at Dallas Stadium. I'm pretty sure.
At AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Um, but unfortunately, they got 2-0, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
in the third place decider.
Yeah, we're
So they
talking too
home
much about the
fourth.
loser.
Yeah. They take home fourth place, but it's fourth place in their first like tier 1 event since losing Elige to Phase. Elige went to Phase. Um, so I mean, dude, that they put on a stellar performance. I mean, making playoffs in a tier 1 event and getting fourth place, that's fucking awesome.
Isn't Elige the guy that went to phase and they haven't been like what everyone thought they were going to be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they finally are.
Kind of.
They're
Yeah.
making
So,
their
I
way
mean,
up there.
they took home third place, but don't get me wrong, third place is not that good in a tournament where Spirit, Vitality, Mouse, and all they're not
All the
there.
top teams aren't. Yeah.
Yeah, so Phase realistically we're looking to kind of to win this event, but
So if those other teams were here, they'd probably be top 8, top
yeah,
10.
if
Yeah.
that, if that, maybe not even might not have even made playoffs. Because playoffs is top 8, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're talking about, playoffs. Um, although although Cole got fourth place, I think they're going to be able to build off of the momentum and the confidence that they gained from this tournament, and I think they're going to be able to from now they're going to be able to ramp things up, maybe get some good things going for the
Figured it out.
organization. Yeah,
Yeah.
The Phase on the other hand, like I said, they need to
They need to figure it out.
they still need to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
Don't get third place is great compared to what they were doing, but
And in
they probably should
context,
have
it's yeah.
they probably should have won this tournament. Yeah, especially like how things started, right? So I'll come back to it in a second. Actually,
All right.
we'll talk about the grand finals first. The grand finals was between Falcons and G2. That's the grand finals that everybody wanted to see because Nico plays for Falcons, left G2 to go to Falcons. Monacy's about to leave G2 to go to Falcons. So now we get to see Falcons and G2. The last time these rosters are going to be together, go off against each other. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So it's the grand finals that we got, and it's the grand finals everybody wanted, which is awesome. But the Falcons destroyed G2. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a 3-0.
Oh wow!
Yeah. First
In
map
the
was
championship.
13-5 in the grand finals. Yeah. The first map was 13-5. The second map was 13-7, and then the third map was 13-8. So I mean, like it really.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, it really wasn't even close. Like the FaZe and Cole matches were closer. The first map was 13-10. The second map was 13-11.
The first two maps for G2. You said G2 lost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. First two maps for G2 isn't even enough to win a round. They had 11,
Like
11
a full game. Yeah.
They had 11 total
It would have
wins in
been
the first
12.
two.
12. It was 5 and 7. So
Oh, 5.
12.
I thought it was 5 and 6.
But yeah, that still would have only sent them to overtime. That
Yeah.
wouldn't have got them to full victory.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane, dude. It's absolutely insane. But when Falcons, beat the shit out of them, Modesty took to Twitter to pretty much confirm that that it's been a good run at G2, and starting now it's a whole different
New
light
era.
going into Falcons.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a new era. G2's CEO confirms on Twitter that Modesty is going to Falcons, so like it's a done deal now. I think next tournament we should see Modesty at Falcons.
Who's he going to replace?
We should see him. Dexter. So Dexter's the opper. That's what I was about to talk about next, right? So Dexter is the opper for Falcons right now, who Modesty is replacing. But Dexter actually took home the MVP at this event. Dude, he went off on these last 3 maps of the grand finals with a 1.27 rating.
Going out with
over all 3 maps. Yeah, went out with a bang, man. He outperformed both Nico and Modesty. Right, and then in his quote after the game, like when they interviewed him, he pretty much said, "Here, I'll give you the actual, like the genuine quote."
So is he gonna go to the bench and they'll call him up if they need him?
Right now, yeah, he's yes, but he could go somewhere else. So like another team could come in and pick him up. Right, so he says, "I hope I'll get the chance, and if I do, I'll do my best to keep performing." Right, talking about staying in Tier 1 CS, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
with Falcons.
Maybe not with Falcons,
like
just Tier 1.
He wanted to stay with Falcons. Like, he's going to try his best to stay with them. If he gets his opportunity, he's going to make the best out of it.
Potentially, I guess. Like, if Modesty gets sick or something. But I think what he really means is he's hoping to get picked up by another team and still continuously be playing in these Tier 1 events week by week. Not wait for somebody to get subbed out.
Yeah.
Right, so I think he does want to get transferred to a team to where he's on the starting lineup. Not just sitting there, you know what I mean? It's cool to see that he doesn't, like, that he didn't give up after knowing that he was going to be benched. He came out, overperformed, came out with a bang, got his first ever MVP and his first ever Tier 1 tournament win, right? So, he put on a fucking great performance. I think there's a couple other teams in the scene, in the Tier 1 scene, that could look to pick up Dexter. I don't see why not. I don't see why he couldn't play at fucking FaZe, man.
Yeah.
FaZe's opper Brokey, he's been on an absolute down slump, dude. He's been sucking. I don't see why FaZe couldn't pick Dexter up, and that team might actually elevate. So, don't get me wrong. There's places Dexter pushed all I have to talk about with CS in general.
You're going to have to
The
redo
last-
all that. You froze. Last thing I heard was, so don't get me wrong, Dexter, and then you cut out.
Fuck, I don't remember what I was saying. What did I say before that?
You're talking about Dexter going to FaZe and them getting better.
Okay. So yeah, if FaZes would like to replace Dexter, like Brokey with Brokey is the guy's name. With Dexter, I think FaZe would. I think they would immediately jump up. I think they would have a lot better things because Brokey's been just kind of sucking recently. Back in the day, he's been on FaZe for a long time, like 9 years now, I think. So, or at least, maybe less, maybe like 7.
Just in a
Probably not
slump.
9 years. 9 years is kind of insane. Probably since like 2018.
Yeah, 9 years goes back to 2016.
Yeah, he's probably been there since like 2018, 2019 maybe. Um, but yeah, no, I don't. He's just been on in a slump for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think Dexter could replace him. Dexter definitely can find a home on a tier one team. I think that's almost a guarantee. There's plenty of teams out there. Um, that's pretty much all I've got for this tournament. The last thing I've got for CS is fucking Furia, man. Finally going for the change, like I said. But goddamn, not the change that I was expecting.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, man. So Furia, as we know, the full Brazilian team, Brazilian organization, Brazilians love Furia. Furia could be the worst team in the world, and if Furia's at the event, all the Brazilians are cheering for Furia. They fucking love them. So what do? They bench Cello and pick up some fucking random opera from Kazakhstan. They're going international.
Wow.
They're abandoning the Brazilian
Heritage.
like not hair,
Background.
not abandoning like the Brazilian allegiance, kind of. You know what I mean? To where they're full Brazilian, everything about them.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a fucking opera from Kazakhstan. I can't even pronounce this guy's name.
I don't know where Kazakhstan is.
In Russia somewhere. not in Russia somewhere, but like Eastern Asia.
I could
somewhere.
not point to it on a map.
Me neither. What the fuck? It's like, I could get you there, right?
Okay,
So
all right.
give me India over here.
Okay, all right.
Give me like Japan maybe up here somewhere, right? If India's here, like right here, Japan's like way up here. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm making shit up. I think if India's here, Kazakhstan's like up here somewhere, just below Russia, but above like Saudi Arabia, to like the northeast of Saudi Arabia.
It is. It's above Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan. Yeah, it's right under Russia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right under Russia, like yeah, like northeast of like Saudi Arabia and all those Middle Eastern countries. It's like up in this group of countries it's a tiny group of countries that all used to be part of like the freaking Soviet Union, and when that all collapsed, they've all separated and got their own thing going on. I am clearly not a geologist, or that's not even the right word. I don't even.
Yeah, it's above.
I don't know shit. I don't know nothing about nothing. See, so I was kind of right.
Yeah, fuck that side of the world. That's all I know.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so I can't even pronounce this guy's name. Let me see if I can scroll down here and try and find it again. What am I looking at here? Okay, here we go.
Sound up.
See, it's easy to sound out, but there's just a lot of O's.
Oh wow.
Molodoy. Molodoy.
That's how I spelled it, and I looked it up.
Yeah, Molodoy. I have no clue how to pronounce that.
Golubankos.
Yeah, and he is from Kazakhstan. I just don't.
20 years old.
I don't know. Yeah, used to play for MCal. Now he's playing for Furia. Like I said, just not $2,000 in prize money.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, MCal's a tier 2 team.
So, like, these two tier teams, they gotta have, like, second jobs and shit?
A lot of the times, yeah, probably.
Damn.
But then again, if you're a tier 2, like, a lot of the tier 2 players are fucking 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
15 to 18. You know what I mean? So they're just in school anyway. But yeah, this opera actually might make Furia perform better. I don't know. I don't. How's he going to speak Brazilian? Are they all going to have to speak English now? I don't. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's a good question.
I don't know. I genuinely don't see how this is going to work. 4 Brazilian speakers with a presumably Russian speaker. I don't know what language they speak in Kazakhstan. Um,
Yeah, I could tell you.
I have no idea, but it doesn't make sense unless they are planning on. Not only that, Fallen, their IGL is a fucking. That's the guy we were talking about last week that has 10,000 op kills on land.
Yeah.
So they're replacing Cello with an Opper when they have an Opper on the team, but that Opper's also their IGL. Like so, I don't know.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't really make sense to me. So my only thought is that Fallen is getting replaced as well, unless Fallen already got replaced. Oh no, he did not. Let's see what Fallen has. Fallen right here had a quote about the role replacements. Um. All right. Let's see. Fallen explained the shock move for the 33-year-old veteran. The roster change comes with a shift to a rifling in-game leader because he was an opping in-game leader. You know what I mean?
Mm.
As I was just saying. Um, change Fury is ultimately replacement on the roster. Okay, so the reason Fallen says is that the first step in a change of direction for Furia that will ultimately end with Fallen's replacement on the roster, which is kind of why he's given up the opping role already, kind of just to get him used to not having him as the opper,
Mm.
I guess. He said the main reason for this was that I now intend to start focusing more on being a captain. Right? Passing my responsibility to another player so I can have more time and more vision to eventually in the future also replace myself with a new captain within Furia. So, I mean that's pretty cool,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, now that I'm reading that. I think so he's gearing up the next generation
Oh,
of
Furia.
Furia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good on him. I think it's awesome. Um, don't get me wrong. Not a fan of Furia.
Yeah.
They maybe they start to perform well, and I'm like, oh look at that, they're doing good. I'm never going to root for them to lose unless they're playing like somebody I actually like. But
Who
if
would
they're
you
just like
say
honest,
your favorite team is?
probably Liquid.
American?
Well, less American now, but yes,
Yeah.
they're an
Yeah.
American
Yeah, it
organization.
looks like Canadian, Israel, Polish, two Polish people.
Yeah, 2 Polish people. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So it's a bit crazy.
American owned,
I
I'm
like
assuming.
Liquid. Yeah. Pretty sure. Still, it used to be. Pretty sure it still is. Um, I like Complexity a lot. Unfortunately, Complexity fell off from being a tier 1 team. Um, other than that, I'd have to go with Vitality simply because of um, Rops. Rops was always one of my even on Phase. Rops. I liked Phase when Rops was on Phase because I liked Rops. Rops is one of my favorite players. He's such a beast. He's Estonian.
I
That
like
guy's he's good.
I like Zywu.
Zywoo's it's a good choice. Everybody,
Yeah.
people love Zywoo.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
always just
dude.
talk about him.
Yeah, he's the chosen
Zywu,
one.
Donk, and Robs pretty much.
And Modesty,
And
and Nico.
Monacy. Yeah,
There's like
Nico.
6. Yeah, there's like 6 people that are like we're always talking about because they're just that good.
Yeah, I'm going through these rosters. Dexter, Nico though. Yeah. Pain. They have some dude from fucking, I don't know what this is.
If you hover over the flag, it should tell you.
Ecuador, maybe? Looks just like a Texas state flag.
Pain Gaming. Hold on, I'm looking for Pain.
We have 4 Brazilians and then some, I don't know what this dude is.
Yeah, Pain Gaming is a Brazilian team. Where do you even, I don't even, oh, right here.
David Hughes. Davidus?
Oh, Davideus. Also, if you would have just hovered over the flag, like I said, it says Chile.
I'm hovering over it. It don't say shit for me.
It says Chile for me.
I'm on Blast TV.
Oh, that's why. I'm on HLTV.
Oh. Yeah.
That do we buy? Alright, yeah, honestly though, I think that's all I've got for Counter-Strike. I'm hoping, Fury is able to pull some shit through, I guess, with this new roster change. The fact that they went international though and didn't just fucking try to make a good Brazilian team like I've been trying to fucking say.
Who are the other 2 Brazilian teams?
Pain Gaming, that was that one.
Oh, yeah,
There's Legacy, they're an all Brazilian team. There's no, there's one more. The other one you're talking about is Pain Furia. God damn it, there's one more. There is one more that you're thinking of, and I can't think of it right now. Fuck. Furia. I always forget about him too, which is kind of sad, but I do. Fuck me. Why can I not think of this?
Luminosity?
No, they're old. They don't. That's an old team. Luminosity turned into Furia. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
I think so. Don't quote me on that.
We got Sharks, MIBR, Imperial.
MIBR. That's what I was thinking of. Imperial's another one too. Imperial they have Imperial Valkyries as well, which is their female team. Imperial Valkyries for the first time ever made it to a Tier 1 event this year.
So do the women play?
Simply,
is there a women and a men's division or just one?
There's one division for anybody, and then there's one division for simply women. So there's no solely male tournament.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I guess. Not really.
You want to say we're chicks?
That doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense whatsoever, if I'm being honest. Because you can have a tournament that only women can play at, so only they can earn points at this tournament. The other regular teams can't go to that tournament to earn points. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be nearly as many points because the other people that they're playing don't have as many points, right? Yeah. So, but it is flawed. That is why Imperial Valkyries were able to play in this Tier 1 tournament, is because they fucking ran the women's tournament for 2 years straight. Nobody was able to beat them. And then they got invited to this tournament, came in and just got fucking destroyed. They have not beaten any of the male teams.
Damn.
Yeah. So much so to where they got 13-0'd by one of them, and it was bad. It was bad.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking funny, actually. Yeah. I forget who they even got. They might have got 13-0'd by Complexity.
Alright, I gotta cut this fucking part out. My hair looks retarded.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
Appreciate you guys for checking in.
Yeah, man. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell also down at the bottom. Make sure you.
No episode next week.
Sure
Got Easter.
Yeah.
Week after that, we will be back.
Yeah. Hopefully though, the week off we'll be able to get some good news.
27th we'll be back. Yeah, dude, the 27th, that'll be when I think that'll be when the draft concludes. So we can do like a little post-draft.
Oh, cool.
Episode.
Oh, yeah.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah, we should have a lot to talk about next weekend. Or next week. Next episode, not next weekend.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Not next week. All right, well, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.